Nah, boy. Say it ain't so. Not my boy Buckingham, bruv. They say that Buckingham is dying, dog. Nah, bruv. Come on, this is the OG, bro. This is a real OG. Anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. Your boy dwayzeonblaze. This video is by Maury. And yeah, man, hey, please, no RIP for this man because we don't need this man leaving us.
YouTuber Brandon Buckingham has recently been admitted into the hospital because basically he has multi-organ failure, specifically related to tuberculosis. According to live stream fails on Reddit, they say Brandon Buckingham might not survive. He's in the ICU for heart, lung, liver, and kidney failure, which is pretty serious. I mean, these are some major organs in your body.
Guys, you gotta just thank God that your organs work every day because they could just fail. I always think about that. Like, what if I just to die while I'm sleeping, bro? Like, bro.
Obviously, rundown: heart for pumping blood, lung to breathe, liver to like filter out toxins, and kidney, I think, does the same thing as well. In this one image he posted himself, he said, "Doctor believes I have tuberculosis, septic pneumonia, and/or liver failure. Pray for me, guys," attached with this image on top. And I just gotta say, holy shit, based off of everything I've learned about this guy, apparently, you know, he's like a travel guy. He documents things in different countries, meeting different people, going to different neighborhoods and cultures and peoples, and just like documenting things. He's a documentary creator, and by and large, based off of all the public response, all I'm seeing is just positive things about this guy. People are saying he's a good guy. Here we have this image that he posted about 12 days ago of him in the bed, you know, fighting this illness. And he said here, "Thank you to everyone who's been praying for me. I sincerely appreciate it. I'm out of the hospital for now and my condition seems to be have stabilized. God willing, in a few weeks I will be able to start improving." But
pray for Buckingham for real, guys, because nah, boy, just having your organs fail.
Unfortunately, as per this updated tweet, we can see that it seems like he's not improving at all. He said, as of yesterday, at the time of this recording, "In the ICU, my heart is failing, my lungs are failing, my liver and kidneys are failing. Things are not looking good, my friends. I love you guys." Additionally, I'm hearing that this guy's heart is only running at a 15 to 20% performance ratio. Like, it's not running at 100%. It's like barely hanging on for dear life. Like, had he not been in the hospital or had he not got access to medical treatment, he certainly would not be alive right now. Also, based off of some comments that I saw on Reddit, because, you know, I'm aware of who Brandon Buckingham is. It's not like I watch all his content. I know he's a wild guy. But per a comment from some of his own viewers, someone said, "WTF, has this been an underlying issue for him? Or did something happen to him? I don't watch everything he does, but he seems like a solid creator. Hope he pulls through, man." Then this comment from this guy, Business Boy on Reddit, he said, "It's apparently tuberculosis, sepsis, and/or possible liver failure, alcohol, drugs, and a general disregard for his own safety. I like Brandon's content a lot, and I generally think he's a good dude. But if this was going to happen to somebody, it was probably going to happen to him. Hope he..."
Nah, you can never say that, bro. There's some people who be going crazy with the drugs, but they still somehow survive. They don't have all these organ failures. You know what I'm saying? Okay, there's obviously a limit to how crazy you can go. But nah, it's crazy, man. It's still unfortunate, and you can never say that if it was going to happen to someone, it was going to happen to him. I think that's a negative way of looking at it.
Pulls through. And another viewer below that said he's on the same platform as Shoenice. I don't know who Shoenice is, but they go on to say, "A guy who spent years making videos, drinking, and taking the most effed up stuff in exceedingly high quantities." Yes. They're probably talking about...
See, exactly. This is exactly what I was just saying. There's some people who just do this thing, you know, to crazy amounts, but they still survive.
Drugs and other narcotics, and is still somehow alive. And obviously, if you're constantly bombarding your organs, your liver, your kidneys, and lungs with the most hardcore drugs known to man, then when it comes time for you to like fight an illness like this, and you're a travel documentary type of guy, and you're filming these things in slums and ghettos and amongst people who are ill themselves, then eventually there's a high probability...
Why they show the guy drinking the milkshake when they say amongst people who are ill themselves? That's not right, bro.
Something like this will happen, and this is why you have to, and I preach everybody, take care of your health. Health is wealth, you know. And I just keep seeing comments saying, you know, drugs, alcohol, this guy's been, you know, apparently...
Well, that is true. Brandon was one for the tweaking.
he's kind of like into this hardcore drug lifestyle, and it's just sad. I also saw while doing some research, I came across this post from Asmongold's subreddit r/Asmongold. They say YouTuber Brandon Buckingham makes documentary on homelessness epidemic in Beirut, catches tuberculosis and is dying in the hospital. So this person, Jordan Woodson, is implying that because he went over to Beirut, and he did link some stuff below, which was linked to a video titled "The Homeless Child Epidemic of the Middle East." And in this video, I suppose he's just going around, you know, showing.
It's very nasty to direct it towards a certain place, saying, "Oh, he got it here. Oh, this happened to him here. He got this disease." Yeah, of course, maybe he went there, but this is something that could have been building for a long time. This is something you could have just caught on flipping the way to the grocery store, bruh. This is life, bruh. You can't say just because he went to, yes, I get all the things add up in totality and make it, you know, the sum of, all right, probably all these things are the reason why, you know, why it's happening. But flip, man, I just don't like to live life saying that, oh no, this happens to this person because he did this or he went there. Bro, life just happens, man. It just happens.
The amount of child homelessness going around in this particular part of the Middle East, you know, and it seems like he's out here just, you know, giving cash to these kids, helping them get through their days and whatnot, and, you know, helping the needy out, you know, these poor, vulnerable children over there. And obviously, he's doing it.
Sorry to pause all the time, guys, but some people don't even do like drugs and hardcore things and like that, but still they, you know, have the same problem, organ failures. They still have medical problems. So bro, it just happens.
Good thing it's not like he actually has to make content like this, so he's doing this out of his own, you know, his own free will. But it seems as like during his travels over there, somehow, some way, he contracted tuberculosis, possibly maybe while interviewing one of these kids. You never know. In these parts of the world, they're not always vaccinated in the same way that us Americans are. You know, we have vaccines for literally everything, right? We're like a chemical concoction of just vaccines, right? And in his efforts, I'm going to assume, of trying to, you know, spread awareness about this stuff, he accidentally caught something, and already with a compromised liver, kidney, you know, immune system in general, it just, you know, rapidly shut his body down. And by the way, I'm just speculating, going off of the comments from, you know, Brandon's
that is speculation.
Own viewers and fans and people who know him better than I do. And according to Google, they say you get tuberculosis by inhaling Mycobacterium tuberculosis bacteria. So it seems like it's airborne, which are spread through the air in droplets from an infected person who is coughing, sneezing, speaking, or singing. So that's basically kids in general, coughing, sneezing, yelling, and screaming. It's just, this is likely where he caught this stuff from. It also
likely again, it's not a fact that he could have caught it at home, bro. You know, walking his dog and somebody ran past him and sneezed. Bro, this is how life is, bro.
It also says, while most people's immune systems fight off the bacteria, some can develop a latent infection that has no symptoms, and a smaller number develop active contagious disease. And again, with an already compromised immune system by consuming tons of alcohol and hardcore drugs, as some of his viewers alluded to, I can see now why this type of catastrophic shutdown of his organs is happening. Another one of his viewers said, dude has an insane drinking problem. I don't think I've seen a single video of him drinking without it ending up with him vomiting or in the ICU. Then someone below responded back by saying, if that's true, then dude is already dead. They'll probably put him on comfort care, which I don't think is true at the moment based on the latest updates I've seen. And this guy said, source, I'm a past alcoholic, work with alcoholics, see a lot of alcoholics. Another person below, Kira, said, I see this a lot in my ICU. Once an alcoholic's liver goes, it can set off multi-organ failure and you end up very, very sick. Most alcoholics who survive multi-organ failure in the ICU will stay very, very sick for a long time, sometimes spending years in the hospital. It's awful and horrible. So,
oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, I will say that part, if that part is true, I mean, we can't really, you know, I mean, who else can he fault but himself at the end of the day? But again, all of this is speculation.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I really do wish Brandon pulls through. You know, this is all over my timeline. It's very disturbing seeing a fellow creator like this going through something like this. And if he, you know, God willing, recovers, he needs to be in Alcoholics Anonymous or some type of group to help him get over his drug habits, his alcohol habits, because I hear he has a child, an 11-month-old baby, and I just gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, please take care of your health. It is the most important thing in the world before anything else. A lot of people take their health for granted. I did in one part of my life. And then, you know, I realized how important it is to have longevity. Treat your body.
I think we all have been through that, where we just take our, there's a part of our lives where we take our health for granted and our well-being. And you know, there's times when there's things we could have sorted out a long time ago, but we felt like, bro, you know, I'm fine, it's not really a problem. And then it becomes a problem, and then you end up paying so much more, you end up going through so much more trying to fix it rather than just nipping it in the bud back then. You know what I'm saying? So that's one life lesson I've learned from, or just by dealing with health and medical things. Like, yo, don't take that shit for granted, boy, because that thing could hit you out of nowhere, boy. Boop, 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 bing, bow. Next thing you're in the hospital bed, you're in the ICU, dog. You're like, what's going on? You know what I mean? So it's like, take care of yourselves, man. Please, take care of yourselves. Even me, like, trying to do better with that. You know what I mean? But anyway, guys, like, pray for Brandon Buckingham at the end of the day. I pray he recovers. I just, you know, I pray God can rest his hands upon him and heal him and give him strength and give him the guidance to not go down a dark road again, or not go down a dark road like that again, you know. I hope he finds help. I hope he recovers. But other than that, man, I don't think it's looking good. I won't lie, but we're gonna pray for him. We're gonna pray for his family. Prayer can move mountains, guys. At the end of the day, that's another life lesson I learned. When I never used to think, people will say, oh, you know, pray about it, and you're like, hey, but then what's the prayer gonna do, bruh? But then, hey, as you get older, you realize, man, there's times you pray and you realize God showed up for you, boy. God really showed up for you. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, that's my sermon for the day, Pastor Dwayze. You know what I'm saying? In a place to be. Like, comment, subscribe to Maury, and subscribe to me, of course. Shout out to everybody out there supporting. I love y'all. Stay blessed. I don't like reacting to videos like this because it always just makes me realize, like, damn, sometimes I take time for granted, bro. As much as I know how fast time is moving, I be taking it for granted sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I be... Bruv. Anyway. Like, comment, subscribe. I said it, man. It's your boy, dwayzeonblaze. New music coming from the boy. Hey, this is not the time to be saying new music. I won't even lie to you, so I'm not even going to say that. No new music. Just prayers for Buckingham, man. That's all I can say. Prayers for Buckingham. Let's hope he moves through this. And we see him on the other side. Even if it takes 2 years, it's better than him losing his life. You know what I'm saying, bro? So, yes, sir. And hopefully changes after that, too. Please, Mr. Buckingham.